This is really good, man. What is this again?
It's like a cousin of the rasgulla.
A rasgulla? Mm-hmm. A hasbullah, rajagul type of thing?
Babagul, yeah.
Oh. I take it this is a little apology gift for me.
For what?
Well, let's just say last week, one of your fucking cousins called me, pretended to be Geek Squad, wanted to take $300 out of my checking account on some fucking thank you scam again.
Right. About that.
Thank you for calling Geek Squad. This is David. How can I help you?
Yes, hi. I got a missed call from you guys for a charge on my account. From
We are back for episode 2. I got shoes, and you are the one with sandals today.
Well, you got to call me out like that.
But we both got the chains on, so that's always fresh. That was one of the things that I think is going to be a staple on the podcast. We always got to come out here dripped in case the haters online for the shorts that we post talk shit. You know, we got our first hater today, too, on Instagram.
Oh?
This guy was like, so this is the stupid part. This guy, he was like, guys so unfunny, but he liked the real. So I'm like, these bots, man, they got to pick a side. How are you going to say we're not funny, but still heart the real?
Explain yourself.
I don't know. But we got our first hater, so we're going places. We're going
All
places. Thanks to everybody who tuned into the first episode, by the way. Numbers were way bigger than I thought, projected. So people like it. People like hearing us talk. Hopefully we can keep the show going and include some more stuff in there. But what's been up with you? Other than that, how's life been?
Good. Just chilling. Working. Going to the gym every once in a while.
How's the gym going?
Did legs last night, so I won't be climbing any stairs anytime soon.
That's crazy. I've been on the same similar type of grind. Working out, working. I also donated plasma recently. And speaking of the gym, the lady was like, because during plasma, they got to do this thing to where they pump your arm to get your blood pressure going. Mm. And she was like, "Oh, do you want to use the bigger? Arm thing?" And I was like, "Nah, you don't got to inflate my ego today." And she's like, "Oh, you've been working out, huh?" I'm like,
It's like,
"Have
oh,
I?"
You could tell.
Yeah, no, she did that, and then I got my blood taken out. Which plasma I think is very interesting. They call it donating plasma, but you're not donating plasma because they're giving you money. So, I mean, when I think of donating, it's like, you know, when you donate clothes to like Goodwill or old clothes, stuff like that, you're not getting anything in return. I mean, you could ask for one of those tax write-offs, but a lot of people do it for money. Me personally, I donate plasma because of the pretty nurses. The pretty nurses, because it's been so long since a woman has hurt me that I go there. And, when they stick needle in me, it reminds me how much a woman can hurt my heart, hurt my feelings. Which brings us into today's topic. What we need to talk about is something that you and I are very experienced in, especially in the year 2023. And that we're going to be talking about is dating. Dating and relationship culture in the modern day century of the 20s. In our 20s. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy to think we're in our 20s, well, mid to late 20s, in the 20s. Never thought the time would come.
2020s.
It's crazy to think in about 80 years from now, we'll be in the year 3000.
Do you want to do the math on that one again?
Nah.
Okay.
As far as dating and stuff is concerned, what's your experience on it?
I think it's been about 2 years now. I had first moved to Austin. Maybe a month or two after I moved here, I had matched with somebody on Bumble.
Hello.
And, we just went out for a little coffee.
Damn, so you actually had success on the dating app, being able to meet up with somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
But dry ever since.
Yeah, every time I'm on the dating apps, I either match with one of two types of people. Bots.
Come on, man. Don't you see how far away they are?
I don't know how I can say the second one. How do I say the second one without getting in trouble? Role play characters. No, that sounds even worse. Bots and you know what? We'll just put it there. I match with bots.
I guess it's better than nothing.
You would think, but I don't know, man. Something about it. Just after a while, it kind of hurts the confidence a little bit. I feel like, with this whole AI shit and the AI, girlfriends and stuff like that, I feel like when you match with bots, it's like you're slowly paving that, like, dynasty for yourself, It's like I'm going to be, like, on the verge of 40, lubing up my sex robot before work.
I actually saw something about that. Those are a thing.
Oh, yeah. You pay, like, $5,000 for them, I think, or, like, $7,000, and you can have a full-on sex robot.
Yep. Customized just the way you want it and everything.
But, like, okay, this is my thing with those sex robots. Do they, like, make sounds? Are they, like, automated? Do they, like, blink?
They do blink.
Oh, that's creepy, dude. That's fucking weird.
All right, if you keep your eyes, like, wide open like that, if they keep it open like that and blink like that,
Oh, my God. Can you imagine having a staring contest with that thing? Like, you're on top of it, and it blinks? That would freak me the fuck out, dude. But I guess I'd be, I don't know, easy. Be like, hey, what are you trying to do today, robot? You just want to sit down, and watch Netflix with it all day? Won't cook, won't clean your house, but I mean, it'll sit there already. But I feel like the maintenance and the cleanup on that thing has got to be a pain in the ass too. Like, what do you use to get into that thing? Do you just like use one like a Swiffer duster, just kind of jam it up there, something, or?
I don't think so.
Like, how do you clean the sex robot?
Maybe there's a monthly cleaning service.
A monthly cleaning guy. He's like the milkman. He goes through, cleans your sex robot. It's like one of those Tesla operators.
I've got your appointment scheduled for 4:30 p.m.
Oh my God, bro! They got to be easily making like $150K a year. You're gonna clean up splooge from an inside of a fucking robot all day.
I hope so.
Oh,
'cause
God. We were originally going to talk about dating, but now we're kind of going off on a tangent here, but we will get back to it, rest assured. Do you ever notice, I mean, I don't know what your opinion on this is. Like, like sex toys, stuff like that, right? You ever notice that it feels like it's more lucrative for men to have sex toys than women? Think about it this way. Like, I feel like if somebody, this is a random person, right, walks in on a girl or walks into a girl's room, and I don't know, she moves a pillow or fucking, I don't know, does her tosses shit in the hamper or whatever, and you see like a vibrator there or whatever. It's like, okay, whatever. I'll walk into, let's use you for hypothetical, for example. Like, you walk into a fella's room, and you open the closet, and it's just this big ass like legs with the vagina just hanging in the closet type of thing. You'd be like, you kind of like double track on that. I mean, how would you feel? Like, you walk into your bro's house, and then like you accidentally open a closet, or you go into the bathroom, and there's just a sex doll there or something.
First shock.
Would you bring it up? Would you like bring it up afterwards?
I'm closing the door, walking away, and debating if I should even bring it up.
I would bring it up low key. I'd bring it up in like smooth conversation, right?
Yeah, that's not right away. I'm not gonna bring it up because
I'd be like, yeah, bro, you can go fuck yourself. Oh, I forgot. You already do with the girl in the bathroom. But yeah, so you've gotten dates, just being a normal human being.
Yeah.
Social conversation. Mm-hmm. What do you prefer? Like, do you like it better through the whole kind of DM type of thing? DM, we'll meet up, this and that, or do you prefer asking the person in person on a date?
I'd rather ask you right up to your face.
Right up to the face?
Right, yeah. Because the whole thing with, say, like messaging over, like through a chat,
right,
is kind of, things can get misconstrued. You don't always have the same understanding of the connotation, maybe. Things get mixed up. So I prefer to do it face to face. Because to let you know, I'm legit, that I want to go out with you.
Yeah.
And there you go.
You think there's any like benefits to doing the texting over the in-person thing, though? Think there's any benefits to that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think
like more than the other.
If you get rejected, it's a lot easier.
That's true. You get those fucking L's. Yeah, I feel that. I agree with you. on the whole. I think you do it in person, but for me, it's more kind of like, because I think I'm big on like body language with people.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, if it's through a text, they can always just say yes but not mean it. But you never really know if they did mean it or not. In person, it's kind of like they can do you with like a yes, but it's like is it like a yeah, like with their eyes, or is it like a yeah type of thing,
Right.
So I feel like with that, it's just kind of it feels more natural.
Mm-hmm.
But we live in the day and age now to where a lot of people have that anxiety or this and that. So I feel like if you're dealing with somebody who has that sort of thing, I feel like that's the only time I can see text messages working better, because it makes them feel a little less stressed about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And also rejecting, I guess, also if they want to reject you. It makes it easier for them. I mean, either way, getting rejected fucking sucks, no matter if it's through text message or through in person. But I feel like it's a little less pressure on the girl's part, I guess. I mean, I don't know, man. I always think about this, too. I'm like, you ever think, like, how you would act? Or, like how you would be if you were a girl, if you were, like, the opposite sex?
Mm-hmm.
You ever think about that? You ever think, like, how would I be if I was a girl? Like, in terms of, like, dating? I think about that shit all the time, low-key. I think if I was a girl, I would have been on some unsolved crime mysteries to where some dude would have probably chopped my fucking head off and, like, buried my body parts somewhere, because I would just be a complete bitch. like I would just be a fucking, oh man, I wouldn't even be a bitch. People would probably call me a cunt because of how I'd act.
Do explain a little further into that.
Well, because I feel like now, like I at certain times, like you've called me bougie, and I feel like at certain times I can't be a drama queen on certain situations and things like that. But I just feel like with the landscape of how I feel like dudes are nowadays, I feel like men want to get in tune with their emotions, but they don't do it properly. And that kind of leads into them having like crazy irrational type of thoughts. And I just feel like I already attract crazy girls. I think I attract women who are kind of on the, I don't want to say on the spectrum, because I don't want to say I date autistic women. But on like a weird kind of like psychotic spectrum type of thing, to where they're not fully there. I never think that they're fully there, but I'm like, hey, to me, that's a challenge. I don't want to fix her, but I do want to see what the color of the nipples are. But yeah, no, if I was a girl, I just feel like I'd just be a headache, man. Because I feel like I'd have that like complex to where I'd feel like, I only want the best of the best. And I feel like I would probably degrade a man. I'm telling you, I would just end up on a fucking unsolved mysteries, because I would find some crazy ass dude, and then I would probably fuck with his head to where he'd want to kill me.
So you got a giant stick up your ass then?
If I was a girl, I'd probably have multiple giant sticks up my ass at once.
Slow it.
But no, like, have you ever like thought about that? Like, has that thought ever crossed your mind? Like, damn, how would I be if I was a girl? Like,
No. Honestly,
that's wild. I must be the only one thinking weird shit then.
I guess the most why would the girl want to date me? That's the
okay.
So that question.
You never put yourself in the other shoes. You're just in your own shoes, wondering why the girl would date you.
Not in that. So not regarding that scenario. Yeah.
So why would a girl want to date you?
You tell me. I don't know.
Well, you said you thought about it. Why would a girl want to date you?
I don't know. I can keep a conversation going. I have goals, and I think I'm somewhat established.
Sounds like a true keeper.
I'm pretty good with communication, I think.
I think so.
I have a sense of humor. Last I checked, anyways.
Definitely wouldn't be here if you didn't. I'm telling you, man, them fucking, what were those? The Raja al Ghul fucking Hasbullah. I got some of that shit stuck in my throat.
Come on, man.
Oh, man.
Throw out your voice just yelling about my cousin.
I think so. Yeah, no, I think overall, going back to the whole kind of like landscape of that and how that is and stuff, I think just modern day dating, I feel like it's just I feel like it gets more difficult when you get older, Because it's like you said the whole thing about being established, right? Earlier, you're talking about established. I feel like a lot of people our age, especially, I want to say women, are established. But by established, I mean a lot of them now are either at our age taken, have a whole family, have kids, have their own sort of self-establishment at this point. Now at our age, it's kind of like Jesus Christ. Like I feel like a lot of these women. Their baby daddies all work at GameStop because they're all handing you a memory card and say, hey, do you want to continue my saved game?
Take me back to my PS1, then
Right.
yes.
It's like, and that's exactly why I wore shoes on this podcast today, because if there's any hot moms watching the podcast that are single, I will gladly be the father that stepped up. Just kidding. I don't got time for that.
You came back with the milk.
Oh, I'll be coming back with the milk, all right. But it ain't for the kid. I got off track here. Now we're going to get into the nitty gritty. All right. After talking about fucking ourselves, dating, being women, I want to talk about bad dates. I want you, since you know you're a communicative person with established goals, and or you know you're charismatic, whatever. I want you to tell me, what is the worst date you've ever been on? It can be more than one. I have 2 stories I'd like to share.
I think I was 18. So yeah, I'm, brand new out into the universe.
Right.
I wasn't where I'm at right now, for sure. So I went on this date with somebody I knew from like high school, I think. And it was like a friend of a friend.
Mm.
So I asked her out over text. And because, there was distance and stuff. So I was like, hey, want to go catch a movie? Grab some dinner? It's like, yeah, sure. So we went out to like BJ's.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Damn.
I went to, we went to dinner, but I don't know. For some reason, I couldn't carry on the conversation at all.
Damn.
And I wasn't getting any help from her either. So
Wild.
I'm sitting over there just making random comments.
Like what? Like, oh wow, this
not
knife looks extra sharp at this dinner table.
Ambiance is interesting.
Oh my god, that sounds so awful. Was she on her phone?
Yeah.
And you sat through the whole meal?
Yeah, I sat through the whole meal.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah.
Like sometimes I feel like when we film the podcast, it seems like, we go on like way longer than what it actually is. I feel like that's worse.
It felt like a really long time. Problem is, we were so early to the movie, so we just kind of sat at the restaurant. And this is in Florida, so it's hot as hell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't want to wait outside. I'd rather just sit inside the restaurant.
I would have been like, let's cut the small talk. You see where we're at. What do you want to do?
It was not that.
Well, I
And
feel
it
like
did not end with that either.
What movie did you see?
Okay, I don't remember the name of it exactly, but Olivia Wilde was in it. She plays a doctor or scientist, and for some
She
reason,
trying to fix bad dates? Trying to find the formula for bad dates, bro?
she might have turned into something far worse.
Oh god.
Let's just
That's
say
wild.
she dies, and then her team of doctors like brings her back to life.
Mm-hmm.
She's not all there. Yeah, then it goes off.
Sounds
into-
like the second types of people I match with on the ones aren't fully all there. That's interesting. Did you at least kiss her at the end?
Nope.
Fuck.
I'd say, looking back at it, clear disconnect. There wasn't much in common.
Do you still have any like do you follow her on anything to this day or anything like
No,
Facebook?
no.
Just kind of
I
like
actually specifically did not follow or anything like that because of how that went.
dude, that just sounds grueling. I've never had that. I've at least tried to like in those most awkward moments try and make some sort of like. So she didn't try and reciprocate at all. She didn't ask you. You're just sitting there. Why? Like why? At that point, why would you even agree to go on a date? Like, did she even like you?
I don't know.
That's insane. Oh my god. So you're telling me that you had a better date with me at Cheesecake Factory than this chick at BJ's?
Yes.
Wow.
So when are you taking me back?
Let me get paid first. Let me make sure my job doesn't rip me out of a fucking $100 out of my paycheck again. Then I'll take you to Cheesecake Factory. Only if we watch an Olivia Wilde movie afterwards.
Let's go. I'm down.
Wait, was it a horror movie you watched?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. I knew it, bro. I know it. That solidifies my point. The only time you watch horror movies is when there's a fucking woman involved.
Well, yeah.
Come on, bro. You don't watch it with the boys?
No.
We could have went to go watch Saw X.
I'm bringing my blanket with me.
You can bring your brother. I don't give a fuck. You think I'm gonna make fun of you?
Yes.
Nah. I actually during horror movies, I jump.
Oh, I jumped too. Yeah.
Like I'll legit like, oh man, I'll be like, oh shit. That scares the fuck out of me.
I put the blanket over my head and I'm peeking out of it like a little peeking hole.
I'm surprised they actually let you take a blanket into the theater.
Why wouldn't they?
I don't know. Maybe they think you're hiding snacks in there or something. I always feel like I got to be like on some Mission Impossible Tom Cruise shit every time I got to sneak some snacks into the movie theater.
Cargo pants, bro.
Cargo pants, basketball shorts also. Or my friend and I used to do, we used to get like Walmart bags or something, and then we would take out the snacks, and then we would put it in the bag and seal it, because if you just naturally have it in the bag, there's air in it, so it takes up more space.
Right.
So if you just put it in like a Smith's bag or something, and then put it in your pocket or whatnot. I remember one time I put it in my crotch just to see if they would notice a bigger bulge, but they probably knew I was a shrimp anyway.
Let's be real. That wasn't the only reason you were doing that.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, anybody out there watching that, put your snacks in a Walmart bag. It reduces the air. And don't buy from the movie theater. I understand the whole thing. You got to keep the theater. You got to keep the theater going. You have to buy concessions from them. I'd buy concessions if a fucking Twizzlers wasn't fucking $15.99 for licorice. I think licorice is such a mid candy.
It's overrated.
Licorice is like the equivalent to like a Popeye's biscuit. I eat it and then I'm just nothing but thirsty afterwards.
Afterwards, I take 3 bites and my throat's like closing up.
It's like putting a gauze in your mouth. Like it's just, my God. I don't mess with it. Maybe if they had like Twizzlers that had like, you know, it'd be good if Twizzlers made like some sort of like Gushers equivalent.
Ooh.
Where it's like, you know, they have like the syrup stuff inside of it to kind of compensate for the dry mouth that you get. I don't know. Maybe they put like some THC in there, but it's like Dollar General THC, where you only get the cotton mouth from the fucking licorice.
No, that's an idea.
Speaking of getting gushed, talk about my worst date experiences. So I'll leave it up to you. Do we want to go into the past, or do we want to touch on the present?
Past.
I was about your age, 18. Not like we're really far off. You're just a year older than me. Mm-hmm. So this was a year after your bad date. My bad date happened. It was this girl who I went to school with, high school. I was still in high school. Yeah, still in high school. I was a senior in high school. I was just bored one day, and like, you talk to girls as like friends, right? You just talk to them and whatnot, and then you don't really think that they like you. It's kind of like that situation, right? Me being dumb and naive, I'm texting this chick, and then I don't know what happened, but we decided to go watch a movie. I forgot what movie it was. I pick her up, and then like as we're like driving, I remember she's hinting at certain things, right? Like she's trying to come up close to me in the car, and I'm like, all right, what's going on here? And then she's like, oh, I don't know why I haven't forgotten this, but I think it's because it was so cringe. She was like, oh, my debate team's talking about our date right now. And that's when I'm like, Jesus Christ. Because one of my biggest pet peeves in anything is when word gets out about my relationship life, or my any type of time where I'm like interacting with a woman and word gets out. For some reason, I don't know, it just irks me so much. I don't know why.
Even if you're already like involved, like
if we're like involved, that's a different story. Right? Obviously, I want to claim the chick if we're involved. But if it's in like a talking type of stage, or like it's like a first, second type of date type of thing, or if we're just friends, right? Especially because I had that a couple years back too, to where it's like I'm just friends with this girl, but everybody assumes we're dating, and it's like that's so annoying, man. Like the whole thing, like, oh, boys and girls can't be friends. I feel like that's bullshit. I feel like you need a couple friends of the opposite sex, of the opposite gender.
Absolutely.
Just because it gives you a broader perspective on just social interactions and stuff. I feel like it makes you better socially as a person if you have, friends of the opposite gender.
Right.
But anyways, going off track there. She was like telling me like, oh yeah, my debate team is making bets that we won't make out by the end of the night. I'm like, God damn it. So we're in the movie theater and we're watching the movie. And then I don't know why I do this. I don't know why. I do these things to where I'm like, I'm going to do something, and I don't think this person's going to really do anything back. So
you're fucking around and finding
out. I'm a mastermind of fucking around and finding out just because I doubt myself. I think that's the problem. Like, I doubt myself to where I don't think it's going to happen, and then when it finally does happen, I get annoyed because I'm like, this is not the outcome I thought was going to happen in my head. Mm-hmm. So I remember I kind of like put my arm kind of next to her just to see what she would do. And then, she basically, this is the first time I've ever seen a girl do this. She fucking took my arm, put it around her, and then went next to me. I'm like, oh, Jesus, okay. First experience of that. I'm like, all right, this woman's taking control. All right, this is interesting. So watching the movie, all kind of cuddled up, right? And then, as like she's like talking, we're talking during the movie. She talks to me. And I swear to God, bro. You know that scene in SpongeBob to where he goes, you've seen SpongeBob, right?
Yeah.
Where he goes, hey, sir, does my breath smell? And then he goes, this girl's breath did not smell like Colgate. It smelled like Hotgate. That shit smelled like expired onion rings and fucking horseradish asshole. Bad breath. It was awful. And yeah, she wanted to make out with me, bro. No, thank you. No, thank you. It's like making out with blue cheese. So no. So after that happened, I took her back to her place, and then the sprinklers came on while she was about to go into her house. So she's like, "Oh, the sprinklers are in my house. Do you mind if I stay in here for a bit?" I was like, "I gotta go. I gotta go back home soon. You gotta leave." So I made her walk through the sprinklers, which that was kind of a dickhead move. But I it's just like when there's not chemistry there, and you kind of just want the fucking time to end.
Right.
You just kind of have to be firm about it. You got to be like, oh, bro, like no, like I do not want you here. I'm not afraid to do that. Like if I'm not feeling it, I will tell the person, look, you got to go. We're good. I remember that later that day, she had the audacity to text me. She's like, hey, just to let you know that what we did tonight didn't mean anything. I'm like, oh, you're telling me I died.
Duh.
I felt like Neo from The Matrix because I just dodged 9 fucking bullets off that one. Oh, man. Good thing she didn't send it through a voice memo or else I would have fucking smelled it.
Good God.
Yeah. That was the first time I've ever like experienced a chick with bad breath because I'm like, man, I thought girls didn't have 2 things, bad breath and they didn't fart. Found out both of those things were inaccurate.
Welcome to a harsh reality, buddy.
Present day. I don't got water around here. This is fairly recent. This was fairly recent. God. How am I gonna put this? Because I forget. There's people who also work at that probably watch this podcast. Basically, I was talking to this person for a bit. And we decided that it was like I don't want to say it was a second date. It was like a second type of hangout. We'll establish it more as a hangout.
Okay.
Already discovered the Temple of Doom on the first link. So, second one was kind of a hangout. Yeah, I invited her over to eat dinner that I was going to make. That I made. Or I was going to make a nice pasta dinner. Because I wanted some spaghetti that night. And I had gotten my mom's recipe. Good stuff. I'm making it for family dinner night. Whenever we have it. Whenever we have it.
Just let me know.
She comes over. And I'm thinking this is cool, right? Actually, no, I take that back. On the way over there, she was freaking out over text. And I'm like, why are you freaking out? Because she didn't know what to wear. She didn't know if she had to be formal or not. I'm like, I'm just in basketball shorts and a fucking t-shirt. I'm thinking at this point, I'm like, once you already seen someone naked, I don't give a fuck what you wear. Like, I already know what the hell's underneath the clothes. Like, you already know what's underneath my clothes. What the fuck does it matter? But yeah, so she freaked out about that. that got me annoyed first. So that's the first type of red flag that goes in my head where I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a pain in the ass already. And see, this is where I get the bad habit of just thinking the worst of shit. So when stuff actually goes my way, that's when it throws me off. So now I'm thinking like, okay, well, this girl's overthinking this shit. So I pick her up, go back to my house, whatever. I'm like, okay, this is fine. We finally linked up. It's okay. It's cool. And then I start cooking. And I swear to God, every single thing, I don't know if she thought this was cute to do or whatnot, but every single thing that I would do, she would criticize it. Like she would say stuff like, "Oh, why aren't you breaking the pasta? Why aren't you slicing tomatoes this fine? Why aren't you doing this?"
Time out. Breaking the pasta.
Yeah, like you break the pasta and put it in. People do that.
No, you're not supposed to do that.
I don't do it.
No.
But apparently, I don't know why you do. I think people do it so the thing doesn't overflow. I don't know. I don't do it. But I've seen people do it. Like my ex's mom did it, I think. That's the first time I ever really seen it. Never seen my dad do it. And that guy's a Italian dude. Never seen him do it either. Never seen my mom do it. She's not Italian. So, I'm assuming that must be a Hispanic thing. Because I've only ever seen Hispanics talk about it or do it. Mamma mia, gabagoo.
Exactly. Yes.
So she was criticizing. So I eventually told her, I'm like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Get out of the fucking kitchen. So I pushed her away to the side and then cooked. We ate. Everything's all nice and dandy. You know, I'm like, okay, finally I get some food in my system. This bitch gets food in her mouth so she can shut up. And after food, we decide to indulge in some other food. Spinach. Popeye spinach. Had some Popeye spinach. Pretty on the level. And chilling on the couch. And I'll be honest with you, I'm on like cloud, let's see, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81. Probably on cloud 81. Yep, not cloud 9. Cloud 9 times 9. I'm a statue. You ever watch We're the Millers?
Yeah.
Okay. So she decides to put that on. I'm watching this. And then there's that scene. You know the scene where they're in like the tent? And like the guy is watching his wife trying to get it on with the other wife. He basically like starts rubbing the dude's ear. It was weird. I've never seen the movie up until that point. And then once that scene came on where the dude starts rubbing the other dude's ear, I was just like, I don't know if it was the spinach that took over, but something literally gave your boy half shrimp to dead on the sand shrimp. Like I straight killed my libido, that scene.
I'm beginning to think I haven't seen this movie now.
But yeah, so that scene kind of happened. And then, I don't know, man. There's something just like switched in my head to where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Why is this girl here? It was weird. It was just like a straight 180 flip to where I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? Don't do this. Fucking leave.
Post-nut clarity came in a little early.
Post-nut clarity came in without the nut. That's the crazy part. It was like some fucking, what's the guy, Professor X, right? The guy from X-Men?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like some Professor X clarity to where I was just like, whoa, it was like a Jimmy Neutron hair clarity to where I went in my head and it was like, no, don't do this. So I just pretended to fall asleep until she left. Pretended to fall asleep and she was like, yeah, maybe I should go. And I was like, yeah, maybe you should. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was probably the last date I've actually been on. If you consider that a date, I don't really consider it a date. It was more like a hangout that turned into like the other person wanted it more than one person, which is weird because I feel like after a while I eventually turn into the person that I would hate to become because like me 5 years ago or whatnot, I never liked the whole idea of like just hooking up with somebody or whatnot. To me, it just seems counterproductive. Because it's like, man, I got to do the same shit over again. Like, I got to meet somebody. I have to know what they like. I have to understand them. I got to meet their family. I have to have a connection with their family or try to establish some sort of connection with their family. They have to meet my family. And then it's like if you break up, then you have to do that with another person and another person, another person. And it just, I don't know, I feel like it just gets mentally exhausting. It gets mentally exhausting. It starts feeling awkward after a while when you start bringing different people around.
I mean, yeah, after a while, you keep on running through the same cycle over and over again. But, yeah, that's, I think that's just kind of the thing now.
I've thought about that too, to where I'm like, I'm always in the house. I'm always doing content. I'm always doing stuff to where it's like, damn, I'm in my 20s. I'm spending more time inside than outside. Am I going to regret this? I think I don't really regret the time that I spent doing stuff, because I feel like it's all gone toward something. Like, I feel like, yeah, I've lacked in some social aspects, but I feel like it's nothing that I can't go back and rekindle as long as it's before I'm like 33. I feel like 33 is that age to where you're kind of like, you know, you go from the 6th Street crazy club wild shenanigans and you start moving to the upscale wine tastings and doing drunk painting and I don't know, whatever fucking middle-aged people do, watching Friends.
Man, you really don't like Friends. Do you?
Start being that age to where they're like, oh, the youngin, what do the youngins mean when they say Riz? Kind of like you guys when I said glizzy.
Why you gotta bring that up? Hot dogs.
It's like glizzy, bro.
Hot dog.
You know you want to guzzle some of Frank's glizzies, bro. I don't blame you. Having a nice glizzy from Frank's. Good Frank glizzy. Frank got good glizzies. Yeah, Frank's, right? Frank's.
No, Nathan's.
Nathan's glizzy. Nathan's got a good glizzy.
No. Nathan's has good hot dogs. Please.
Just admit it, bro. You like Nathan's glizzy. It's all right.
Nathan's hot dogs.
It's all right.
It hurts my soul every time you do this.
See, this is the type of thing where I want you to think about. If we were the opposite gender and I said Nathan's glizzy, would you still call it a hot dog? Yeah, I feel like it'd be funny to see, like, if you woke up one day as just the opposite gender and we were still roommates. I think it'd be funny just to see how you would act as a girl, because I have a feeling I have it in my head how you would act, but I don't know if it would actually be it.
Panic.
Nah, I feel like you would be a bitch too. I'll be totally honest, bro. I feel like you would be a bitch.
I don't know how I'd have to relearn everything.
What are you talking about, bro? You just have to relearn how to take a piss.
Oh.
I don't know. Deal with your emotions. Probably have to learn how to drive again. Do makeup.
Yeah, I'm dead in the water on that one right there.
Yeah, I'd be too, bro. I feel like putting on makeup is fucking awful.
You hear girls like waking up an hour or 2 hours before they have to
fuck that.
in the mornings. It's like, nah, I'm just gonna sleep.
Right?
I'm gonna roll with whatever face I've got.
Right. We would just be bitches that don't have makeup on. It'd be wild, bro.
You think I'd be bitchy?
I think you would be.
What?
I would, bro. I don't know. Something about it. Because I feel like we get along because to a certain degree, we're cynical about a lot of things. I mean, I think you're a little more pessimistic than me by far.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
But I think we do relate on a lot of like cynical type of ideals and stuff with how we see and view like things. Like we both think a lot of things are stupid or like useless. So like I feel like in that sense, you know, I feel like if I put my head into a woman's type of brain, to how women think, I don't think you'd be to the extent, because I feel like you are a little more empathetic than me than I am. Way more empathetic. I think you care more about people's emotions. Because like I said, you're the only person who I've ever known that's asked people like, hey, are you cool with this person, before like actually bringing everybody together. So I feel like you're more socially aware and empathetic in that aspect. So you wouldn't end up on an unsolved mystery. But I feel like you'd be like a snappy type of girl in your own way. I think you'd be snappy. I don't think you'd be a bitch. I think you'd be snappy. And I'd still think you'd yell in lowercase if you were a girl, like you do now.
My scream whisper.
Yep. Be yelling lowercase, bruh. Last thing I'm going to say before I move on to the next topic. I feel like there's certain traits that women find attractive about men. Hear me out on it. Like metrosexual things. You know what metrosexual means?
No, what's that?
Metrosexual means like somebody who like puts like hardcore emphasis on like hygiene, stuff like that. Like hygiene and like butchering the definition of it. Basically somebody who like really takes care of themselves, but they get confused for being kind of like too flamboyant. Like, for example, like if a dude got a manicure or pedicure, that would be kind of like metrosexual because that's something that's like, stereotypically females or women get. Like me, for example. But I do that I think is like feminine traits. Like I'll get my eyebrows done. Every time I go to Vegas, I haven't found one here in Austin, but every time I go to Vegas, since I know I'm going to be out in the clubs or whatnot, I'll get my eyebrows done. I don't know. My ex, I did it for the first time with my ex, and I liked it because I feel like it makes my face more symmetrical, and I don't like having a unibrow. I hate having a unibrow. So there's that. I also do this one thing every week. I don't want to spoil it because we're having a future episode on trying to teach our young youth that watch this show how to scrub your nuts properly. So I don't want to get too in detail of this because it's going to be in a future episode. But I also have this thing to where you put on your nose, and then you keep it there. It's like this wax paper. Put it on your nose.
Oh, is it like the blackhead remover type thing? Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yep. So stuff like that, face masks, things like that, to where it's like feminine type of things that you do, but women find that attractive because it shows that you like genuinely kind of give a shit about your health, I guess. But yeah, no, I think especially Korean people, Korean motherfuckers, like if you see this Korean cosmetics and stuff, they got that shit on lock. But yeah, no, I think there's certain things nowadays to where that are feminine qualities, and not just what I stated, like taking care of yourself, just hygienically, just others, just certain things. I don't know. But the type of women I like more. I think I like more abrasive types of women than like the kind of like girly girl, like like maybe border. I don't want to say bruh girls. I don't like bruh girls, but if she got a little bruh in her, I dig it. I don't think I like girly girls too much because I feel like I want a woman that fights back.
Yeah.
Beat the shit out of me once in a while. Hit me in the back of the head. Because you see me like an Instagram photo of another girl.
Well, also, they're not going to cause I think even if you're communicating, they're going to be upfront with you, straight up.
Yeah, 100%.
So that makes it a lot easier too. Yeah, I agree with the whole girly girl. No, thank you.
Yeah, it's just too. I don't know, man. In my humble opinion, I just feel like it's a very princess treatment, right? Granted, you should spoil your significant other. I feel like to a certain degree, but when you want that shit all the damn time, I better be getting spoiled too. With the vacuum suction 5000.
That must be the new model.
You're damn right, it's a new model. Hello. Women paying.
Oh,
What's your opinion on that?
all right. So I'm a little bit old school in that case, where especially on like the first date or something like that, or like I like to pay. I don't know. It's just kind of like the old stereotype where the man is responsible.
Right.
So yeah, that part that's how I see it. But listen, if the girl wants to pay, like fight me for the check type of deal, I'm okay. At least if you fight me, then I'll be like, okay.
So like, you'll give it up if she fights you for the check?
Yeah, I mean, I have to have. Okay, I'm not gonna let you pay like right out the gate.
Right.
Like we've had to have hung out or something, gone out somewhere together, and I've paid already at least once. And then if you fight me on, say, for the next one, and we just keep switching off like that, I'm okay with it.
Feel that.
If it gets, something depending on how high the price goes, like I don't want you to pay like thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, no.
Is there ever a limit to where like you ever feel like like you have that old school mentality, but like, is there a limit to where you feel like you pay, and then like if she never offers, there's a certain point in time to where you're gonna be like, damn, how come she never at least offers?
No, but I will start raising flags in my head, like, what's really going on here?
It's interesting. I give it 3 dates. I'll pay for the first 2. I think the first 2 are like, it's like your courtmanship. It's like, when like, what is it, that animal, the peacock, where they like, they do this and then they kind of like, oh, what bird is it? I don't know what bird it is.
Oh,
but
they do like
dance.
a little dance. Yeah. I think it might be the peacock because it the shape of the feathers and stuff kind of goes and plays into that.
Yeah. So I feel like the first 2 dates is my peacock dancing. It's where I'm like, I'll court you around this and that. And I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. All on me. But I feel like by the 3rd date is when that should happen. The whole kind of like, the fighting for the check or whatnot. I mean, I won't bring up red flags or nothing, but I also feel like it also comes down to like whoever initiated the date should pay or offer to pay. I think by the 3rd date, I'd hope she'd have ideas to want to go do. I mean, if you're seeing me after 2 times, Jesus Christ.
Right.
3rd strike. I mean, I better be, if I'm not out, I don't know what the hell if I'm not out, I'm going to be in for sure. So.
I hope so.
All right. If not, then.
It's like, we need to reevaluate it.
Unless your breath is stinky. If you got some stinky breath, then no. That's gonna be a ball, and I'm not even gonna run. I'm not gonna run first base. I'm gonna go back into the fucking batter's cage. Fuck that.
All right, y'all. No 10-year-old funny and horseradish dipped breath.
Nope, no onion, horseradish, fucking blue cheese dip breath. No, we do not fuck with that. But yeah, that's where I think that fine line is when it comes to paying. Like if you've been a couple for a while. Then I don't know. It's like a weird, touchy subject. Like, I don't get why. I feel like people treat. I feel like the 3 weirdest things people put so much emphasis on when it comes to relationships. One of them is paying. Fuck, I forgot what the second one was. But the third one actually, I didn't know about this until recently. Prenups. You know what a prenup is?
Yeah, but for dating.
Well, no, I'm talking about like, relationships, like, when you're going to get married. I did not know until a couple of years ago. It was actually funny how I found this out because I was on a TikTok live when like TikTok was, at its peak. And there was these 2, I don't want to call them bimbos, but there was these 2 women and they would always, they were kind of upscale bougie type of girls. And they would do this podcast, they started on TikTok Live and then went to Twitch, and they did this whole thing to where it was like, they would put the iPad in the kitchen, and then people would just ask them questions, and they would respond to the questions while they were getting drunk because this was during COVID and we didn't have shit to do. And then I remember I was in the chat, and then I was like, would you guys ever sign a prenup? And then I remember they looked at the comment and they're like, oh my God, what the fuck? No. Like, their whole logic was if they have to sign a prenup, they're going to leave the relationship because they think that that's already setting up for failure. That blew my mind, dude.
I can see it.
Because I was always... the craziest part is why I think it psychologically messed me up is because a woman has taught me that all my life. It was my own mother that told me that. My dad's never brought up like, oh yeah, make sure you get a prenup when you marry or something like that. Now this is always my mom. My mom was always the one that was like, hey, make sure whoever you end up with signs a prenup. Prenuptial agreement. And Kanye said it too. We want prenup. We want prenup. So, yeah, I always thought like that was just like, okay, like, like if we split, I'm going to keep my share. You keep your share. I'm also not an avid believer of having like joint bank accounts. I've never liked that.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like if you need money, I'll give you money.
Yeah, just tell me.
Yeah. But I don't like the whole joint. I don't like sharing assets with people. I don't know. Maybe I'm selfish in that aspect. But I think that pissed me off if I have to fight my ex-wife for shit. That does not sound fun. No. It just seems emotionally stressful.
I don't know, but then that goes on to like the trust and confidence. I guess when it goes to the confidence in the relationship and the trust level you have in the other person.
Would you marry someone without a prenup?
Yeah, because I wouldn't even propose unless I was absolutely sure.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm sure we're gonna have gone through some stuff, whoever it is, and that will kind of answer itself.
No.
Like if I trust you enough to, like I'm ready to, settle down with you for till the end of time type of deal.
Hello.
I'm serious.
That's wild, bro. Well, you better have an extravagant ass wedding with an open bar. So I'm pulling up.
Damn right you are.
Yeah, suit up. I'll be suited up.
Oh, damn right you will.
Picking up on all the single, the Punjabi women there. You got any hot cousins? I'm asking you, do you have any hot cousins? Like you would have the answer to that. Don't answer that. That's one of those weird, like, yeah, it is what it is. So, moving on. I did have, what's your name?
I am Bouzous Papi.
I made Bouzous Papi over here. Bouzous Papi Pro Fortnite player. Take a love languages quiz. Rumor on the street has it. Do you know how I found out about this quiz? Found out about this quiz through somebody who keeps toilet paper shards in their ass. But let's keep it moving.
Are you talking about yourself?
No. That is a story that I will, if I ever bring that person on, I will make sure he specifically tells you that story. That is a wild story.
I'm not so sure I want to know.
You want to know? It's crazy. It's crazy. And the fact that this person used my bathroom, it's just wild. Okay, let's just off topic here. Let's get back on topic. I threw it in the tangent there, but we both took a love languages quiz, and interestingly enough, do you want to pull your phone out?
Yeah.
Interesting enough, we got similar result to the very first one, which could be, you ever think that, like, I mean, like in a weird way, like relationships and friendships have similar traits to why you like vibe with a person. Not in like an erotic type of way, but like you ever think like, oh yeah, I like this person because I also like similar things like in a relationship type of thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like our first thing, both of ours, the first one, quality time.
Quality time.
How much of percentage was yours?
37.
Mine was too. Crazy.
What?
Yeah, 37% quality time. So that means that the most thing that you enjoy fond of is like if you're just chilling with somebody, you don't have to be doing anything.
I don't have to do, like, we can just hang out.
I am
That's
same
it.
exact way. Just sit in front of a TV, doing acid and relating our coworkers to Smash Bro characters.
Watching some Toy Story football.
Toy Story football on psychedelics. That is my next goal. I'm telling you that right now. That just sounds awesome.
Yeah, NFL, Disney collab. Come on. Let's get it going for the Super Bowl.
Say less.
Let's go.
I would watch the Super Bowl all the way through if it was in Toy Story. I mean, I watched the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is probably one of the only Super Bowl playoffs. I'm like a fake sports fan. I watch sports more. Well, I'll watch NFL, NBA. I care more about it during the playoffs and the finals or Super Bowl in that case.
Right.
I'm like a season fan. But yeah, quality time. Quality time, just chilling, hanging out with people. That's my first one. What's your second one?
So for my second one, I have a tie. And they're both at 23%.
Okay.
So I have physical touch and acts of service.
Interesting. Okay. So mine, 23, was physical touch. That was the second one for me. Third one was actually words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Yep.
That was number 4 for me.
Which I'm very surprised physical touch is one because I don't know, man. I feel like when it comes to physical touch in relationships, there's like a time and place for it. I feel like if you get too touchy in like public, kind of gets cringe.
Right. Okay. Yeah, there's a line.
But like if you're just chilling in the house, you get touchy. That's perfectly fine. That's fine. We can get touchy all you want. Touch you multiple rounds if you want. I don't give a damn. But if it's in like a public space, like you're like on a playground.
Oh,
I don't know what the fuck you'd be on a playground.
There's a time and place.
Yeah, just like, making out like in front of an elementary school or something like that. I don't know why I keep like thinking that it's gonna be like a bunch of kids around, but like you get my point. Like people just making out or doing some weird shit like there. Like, okay, that's don't do that. But like maybe like if you had like a club, I think even maybe it's understandable a little more at a club. But depends on where. If you're at a booth. You had a booth in the club?
Maybe if you're sitting next to your partner.
Yeah, if it's just two people at a booth, maybe.
Yeah.
If you're on a dance floor, maybe not, because I feel like you just get in the way of everybody else.
Yeah, don't do it on the dance floor.
Yeah, don't do it on a dance floor.
Go off to the side if you want to do it.
Yeah, just have them feel up on you, and then have them call you later and then talk about their relationship with their best friend.
Wait, what?
What? Yeah. So. So yeah, that's why I feel like the physical touch. Next one, words of affirmation. That's like, oh, you're. I'll give you the perfect example of words of affirmation right here. You know what, Bouzous, Papi? I don't know if I ever said this, but good job getting your diploma or your graduation, your degree, your degree.
Thank you so much.
Good job. Good job. That's some words of affirmation right there. If someone came up to me and was like, "Wow, you got the best podcast ever," I'd say thanks. I know. Just like if words of affirmation. My ex calls me up and she's like, "Hey, how are you doing?" I'm like, "Good, I'm moving." And she goes, "Where are you moving?" And then I say, "On to better things."
Away from you.
Yep. 10 bands, 50 bands, 100 bands. Physical touch, words of affirmation. You said it was acts of service?
Yeah, acts of service.
So I think
it's like
doing stuff for them, right? Like
it's like you just kind of do stuff out of the blue.
Yeah, it's kindness of the heart.
It's not expected, or the other person is not expecting it at all. You just kind of do it.
No,
it's like, oh,
yeah,
because like the way I do things, I like to handle all my own stuff. I don't want anyone else interfering. Mm-hmm. So if you do that, then like, oh wow.
Wow.
I'm not like I don't have any expectations for anyone else to do something for me.
Yeah, I feel that, man. I think it's just growing up as a male, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, oh shit. I feel that way too on a deep scale. That's why I'm assuming your last one is receiving gifts. That's the last on there.
Mine is the very end.
I don't like gifts. I just don't. Something about it. Like to me, Christmas is just a stressful ass time of the year because I have to think about what I think people would want. That's why I usually just get people clothes, or I'll get them like something that's like an essential type of item, just because it's like I know you'll use it. I don't want to give someone a gift that like it's just gonna sit there. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, sure, maybe a shirt or something will sit there, but still, it's like I feel like it's more useful. Like you could use it. I don't know, fucking use it as a rag or something. I don't know, but
make some use out of it.
Yeah, like something that's useful or something like that. But when people give me gifts, 8 times out of 10, I probably just don't use it, especially if it's clothes, because people always fuck up when they get me clothes because they always get me a large. And I'm like,
with a large?
I am a lengthy, slightly tall male. I want to look slightly bigger. Get me an extra large. I wear extra large shirts. Even now, as I'm getting like more toned in shape and stuff and whatnot, that's why I like working out shoulders, because I feel like the shoulders make it look stocky to where you get more figure within the XL shirt. Mm-hmm. I've tried wearing large. It's still like I have a couple large shirts, but they just don't. I don't know. The fit just doesn't. I like a comfortable fit. Yeah, I don't like something that fits me. I like a comfortable fit. However, when it comes to pants, I will wear like not like skinny jeans to where it fucking suffocates your nutsack, but like jeans that like hug the leg.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, I feel like it accentuates the legs more.
Not too suffocating because like the heat builds up.
Yeah,
miserable
Shit,
after a while.
If I'm wearing fucking pants, it ain't gonna be in the heat, bro. Like right now, I think we still have another month before I'll bring out the pants.
Well, I mean, if you were to go downtown or something, and
oh yeah,
like then I'm like, come on. Usually, you're dancing around, you're dancing and stuff, so it's gonna get hot. And if you're wearing tight pants, then that's just annoying.
Go hit up the go hit up the club in basketball shorts, bro.
Trust me, if I could get away with it,
I fucking would too, bro. Could you imagine if you had some sort of basketball shorts that were like business casual shorts? I feel like that's an untapped market, bro. Think about it.
Just take your dress pants, just cut them.
I'd have to get some like Ross dress pants or something that's like cheap so I could test it out. Ain't no way I'm gonna go get some like $50 pants just to cut that shit off. But I feel like you got to use one of those. Like, do you remember when they had in the elementary school, like where they would cut shitloads of paper? At one point in time, it was that.
Oh yeah,
cutter
one of
thing.
Those little hack type.
Yeah,
things. Yeah.
I would probably use one of those and cut the pants just to see how that would look.
I don't think it's gonna work with fabric like that, unless you stretch it out.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like that should be a fashion trend. Just casual dress shorts.
Probably already is, and we just don't know about it.
Right? It's a European thing. I feel like they probably do some shit in Europe. I mean, them motherfuckers already put their collars up.
Hey, I wish we could bring that back. I'd be okay with that.
Let's move to Europe, bro.
Dracula style, bro. Ooh,
Oh, you already got the Count Chocula.
Halloween ideas.
Right, be a European for Halloween.
Count Dracula.
Yeah, nah, Count Chocula.
I'm gonna walk around just
be
throwing
racially
cereal
motivated.
left and right.
I think that just about wraps it up. So I actually wanted to discuss this. So I found out one last thing on Spotify. They have this feature to where if I put the link somewhere, like either in the Spotify tab description or on the YouTube, people can send in voice messages that we can listen to.
What?
Yeah, people can send in like messages that we could like. I don't know if I pulled up my phone. I don't know how it works. I got to look into it. But I want to do it low key for the next episode.
Kind of like a voice comment sort of thing?
Yeah. People can throw in voice comments and we can actually listen to it. I'm like, I'd be curious to see what people would send in.
All right, y'all. You know what to do.
My 10-year-old army, I wonder what they would say. And no, we are not paying anybody $100 to say the N-word. Stop with that shit. Jesus.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah. Nope. 500. No, I'm just kidding. Tune in for the episode next week. We're having a little bit of a different schedule here. So episodes are going to drop first on Spotify as well as Facebook. Right? I said Facebook.
Facebook, yeah.
On Sundays. So all my Spotify and Facebook people, you'll be able to see the podcast in its entirety on Sunday on Spotify and Facebook. And for all the people wondering, oh, Spotify, you can only listen to music. Spotify also has a thing to where you can actually watch the full video broadcast. All you got to do is just go to the Kauzum effect, click on the episode, and it'll pull up the video. So you can watch this exact video on Spotify. So it'll drop there Sunday. Monday is when we're going to drop it on YouTube. So Mondays are technically the official day that, kind of goes public because who doesn't have YouTube? Which you'd be surprised. When I used to do Cahoots on TikTok, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going live on YouTube. People would be like, I don't have YouTube. That's fucking cap, kid. I know you got YouTube. Who doesn't have YouTube? The hell?
I don't think you even need an account to go.
Nah.
Nah.
Unless you're like in like communist China. Maybe Canada now. I mean, I don't know. Canada has some weird internet shit going on. But yeah, if you're in China or Canada, let me know in the comments somewhere. That'd be pretty cool. Let you know that you're Bing Chiling. Bing Chiling or eating fucking Canadian bacon. I don't know, hanging out with Drake. Maybe Drake will listen to the podcast. Bring Drake on one day.
Have some
Already gonna bring
syrup on
Chet
the
Hanks
side.
on one time, someday. Big things coming, episode 2. Hope you guys enjoy it. Please be sure, if you've gotten this far, to like, share, comment, tell your friends about this podcast. Because word of mouth is the best way. Again, unless you got shitty horseradish, hot gate breath. We don't want that here. We do not. So, yep. That's all I got to say. Anything you got to say? Do you want to tell the people before we conclude? Bouzous, Papi, pro Fortnite player.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. Later.